Your dog just bit you. Not a stranger. Not a threat. You. And right now, you're probably asking yourself the one question that hurts more than the bite itself. Why? Most owners get this completely wrong, and that misunderstanding doesn't just sting. It quietly chips away at one of the most honest relationships you'll ever have in your life. Stay with me because what you're about to learn isn't just about biting. It's about what your dog is actually trying to say when words aren't an option. And trust me, they're always saying something. We're going to walk through 7 real reasons this happens. Each one rooted in science, evolution, and the kind of deep emotional intelligence your dog has been carrying since the day they were born. And the last one? I've been saving it for the end because it's the kind of thing that makes you put your phone down. Look at your dog and see them completely differently. Let's get into it. They were startled and you were safe enough to react to. Most people assume a bite means aggression. But here's what's really happening when your dog snaps after being touched unexpectedly. They weren't being aggressive. They were being honest. Dogs have a hardwired startle reflex that bypasses rational thought entirely. It lives in the amygdala and fires before they even know what's happening. One moment they're asleep, deep in a dream. The next, there's a hand on their back and their nervous system has launched a response. A study found that the majority of bite incidents involving owners happened during physical surprise. These weren't predatory bites. They were reflexive ones. But here's what matters most. Your dog didn't bite a stranger. They bit you and then immediately showed remorse. Those soft eyes, the way they press into you, that's a dog recalibrating, recognizing you, choosing you again. The bite wasn't a betrayal. It was proof that you're in the inner circle and that their rawest instincts trust you to forgive them. Most people think a biting dog is an angry dog. But sometimes, behind that snap, there's something far quieter. There's hurt. Dogs are extraordinary at hiding pain. This isn't stubbornness or deception, it's evolution. In the wild, showing vulnerability invites danger. Wolves and wild canids that limped or whimpered were left behind or targeted. So over tens of thousands of years, dogs became masters of looking fine when they weren't. They'll eat, play, wag their tail, all while hurting. But hiding pain from you is different. You're the one consistent presence in their life. And sometimes, when you accidentally press on a sore hip or squeeze a swollen paw, the mask slips. Not because they're angry. Because they've let their guard down around you in a way they never do with anyone else. Experts note that sudden behavior changes, especially in dogs with no bite history, are often the first symptom of an underlying physical issue. That bite might be the most important health message your dog has ever sent you. Think about what it means. Your dog, who has spent weeks hiding their pain from the world, finally let you see it. That's not a warning to back away. That's a dog finally saying, "It hurts, and I trust you enough to tell you." Section 3. They were playing and you're their favorite playmate. Here's something that surprises a lot of owners. In the wild, biting is affection. It's how dogs learn to love. Puppies bite everything. Each other, their mother, the air. It's not cruelty, it's how they learn the boundaries of their own strength. Mouth play between dogs is a language. It's how they say, "I see you, I trust you, come play with me," and when your dog grew up and chose you as their person, you became part of that language too. Play biting in adult dogs, those soft, mouthing nips that don't break skin, that come with a wagging tail and bouncy posture. Is your dog treating you the way they treat their most beloved packmate? Canine researchers call this affiliative behavior. Translation: it means you belong to them. The line between play biting and something more serious is usually clear in the body language. Relaxed muscles, a loose wiggly posture, soft eyes. No growling. That's a dog who thinks you're the most fun thing in the world. They're not trying to hurt you. They're trying to play with you the only way they know how. When your dog mouths your hand during a game and then looks up at you with those bright, expectant eyes, they're not out of control. They're inviting you deeper into their world. If this is already changing the way you think about your dog, go ahead and hit that like button. It helps more dog owners find this video. And if you want more of this kind of content, subscribe. We're just getting started. They're overwhelmed, and you're their safe place to break down. Most people interpret a bite during overwhelming situations as their dog turning on them. What's actually happening is almost the opposite. Dogs have emotional thresholds, a limit to how much stimulation, noise, stress, or chaos they can process before their nervous system overloads. This is called trigger stacking. It's the cumulative effect of small stressors layered on top of each other. Maybe there was a car ride, then strangers, then a child running past. each manageable alone, but together, they push your dog past coping. And when that happens, when the cup overflows, dogs don't break down like humans. They externalize it. They snap. They nip. And they often do it toward the person standing closest, which is usually you. Dr. Patricia McConnell describes this as redirected arousal. Your dog isn't targeting you. They're releasing pressure. The reason it lands on you is because you're the presence they're most comfortable falling apart around. In your dog's most unguarded moment, when every instinct says protect yourself, they look to you. They collapse toward you. Even with teeth. That's not anger. That's complete and total emotional intimacy. Section 5. They're protecting something they love, including you. Here's a scenario that confuses a lot of owners. Your dog has a toy, or a bone, or a spot on the couch. You reach toward it, and they snap. And you think, are they resource guarding against me? Their own owner? Yes, and it's one of the most misunderstood behaviors in the human-dog relationship. Resource guarding is ancient. It predates domestication by millions of years. In a world where meals weren't guaranteed, survival depended on holding on to what you had. Every wild canid that guarded its food lived longer. That instinct is written into your dog's DNA at a cellular level. It doesn't turn off just because they live in a warm house with a full bowl. But here's what most people miss. Dogs resource guard selectively. They're not guarding from everyone equally. Research shows guarding behavior often intensifies with individuals the dog is most bonded to. Your dog doesn't guard from strangers. You matter. And there's something even more interesting. Some dogs don't just guard food or toys, they guard you. They position themselves between you and other people. They nudge others away from your side. They watch the room from wherever you're sitting. In those moments, your dog is saying, this person is mine, and I am theirs. And I will not let anything change that. Aggression isn't the opposite of love. In dogs, fear and love are often woven from the same thread. Fear biting happens when a dog feels cornered, threatened, or trapped with no visible escape route. When flight or freeze isn't an option, fight is what's left. Even if the threat is you. Underneath is the fear of losing you, the fear of being separated from the one constant in their world. The stronger the bond, the higher the stakes. They are more reactive because they love you more. When your dog snaps and then immediately seeks reassurance, they are choosing you on the other side of fear. That's not a broken dog. That's a dog who loves you so much that even their fear can't keep them away. I told you at the beginning that the last one would change the way you see your dog. Here it is. There's a behavior in dogs that animal behaviorists call inhibited biting, and it's one of the most profound things a dog can do. When your dog mouths you gently, holding your hand or your wrist with their teeth, but applying almost no pressure, that's not an accident. That's a choice. Dogs are capable of applying enormous pressure with their jaws. Even small breeds can bite with enough force if they choose. When your dog holds your hand and doesn't bite down, they are demonstrating one of the highest expressions of trust in canine behavior. It goes back to wolf-pack dynamics. Within a tight-knit pack, dominant animals will often gently hold the muzzle or neck of a packmate. This is not to harm them, but to communicate intimacy and social closeness. It's a gesture that says, I have the power to hurt you, I am choosing not to. That is how much you mean to me. When your dog does this, taking your hand gently between their teeth, and just hold it there, looking up at you, they are not being dangerous. They are doing something ancient and deeply loving. They are saying, I know my own strength. I know yours. And in this moment I am choosing softness because you deserve it. That is your dog, at their most honest, showing you the truest version of what you are to them. Not a master or an owner. A packmate, a partner. The person they have chosen, completely and without reservation, to share their one wild and beautiful life with. So the next time your dog gives you that look, remember, they didn't choose you by accident. They chose you on purpose, every single day.